because I have the Rainbow Six strategy guide on my toilet, which love that game.
Ancient Chinese secret.
Well, now that the Chinese rocket force is up and moving right now, they're on high watch.
Well,
right?
they're up. I don't know. They're moving. To those of you that are still like, what the fuck is going on with our name? We riffed it out first episode, and it's based off of the Chinese Liberation or the People's Liberation Army, PLA.
Yeah, the PLA.
Of the
obviously.
Chinese Communist Party. Because we know that inside and out.
Right. We're China experts.
I mean, we're at this point, you and I are going to go in like a couple of Cronkites and figure this whole thing out.
We're going to be the war journalists we so need today.
We're going to walk across the bridge from Hong Kong. All right. First of all, being like, hey, love what you guys did to this place.
Yeah.
You ever thought about chilling the fuck out? Hey, that's my foreign policy plan. Sorry, can't say if. Gotta manifest. When I finally become president, I'm gonna call up every country, and be like, have you guys thought about fucking relaxing?
I think we kind of have this problem on this podcast. We've so commonly come out pretty ardently against like all colonialism and occupations, like, you know, Gaza and Taiwan and Hong Kong. So I think
not all of them.
If we want to maintain our dirtbag following, if we want to like build our target
call
audience,
your mom a dirtbag.
No, my mom's the exception.
You sack of dumps.
No, dude, my mom's like a Cumtown fan. She'll like sing all the gay song covers to me.
Pretty sure they're just called song covers now.
All song covers.
Yeah, they're just song covers now.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I had a wild political stance of how America can really kind of right the wrong. Yeah, we got to go back to when we started losing wars and just go back and start winning those in do-overs.
Yeah.
So somebody call up who's Kim Jong-il? Somebody phone him up, tell him to put his dukes up.
Yeah.
Everybody's worried about the North, like, you know, blitzkrieging the DMZ.
Yeah.
How funny would it be if we actually did it? When's the last time America was a real rascal and started one out of the blue?
Yeah, we just get other people to start it.
Well, I'm tired of false flag starts. I'm like, let's honest to goodness.
Let's get a real guy mad at us.
No, let's beat up on some of the little kids.
Yeah.
If we're gonna go down, we might as well fucking donkey.
We're always just like giving little bombs to little Muslim boys, going like, "Hey, I got some ideas you could do with this."
Figure out. No,
it's like, no, let's quit. Just, you know, that's playground shit.
I'm saying we liberate North Korea, easy peasy. If we set it off, if we start that one, whoa,
yeah,
we'll be like, oh man, because we're not gonna see it coming. They'll try to use nukes. We'll be like, nah, dude, we already got like. You know, we got the Delta Force, and Britain's going to get in on it.
We're going to get in there before Kim Jong-un can get out of his chair.
I'm saying,
that
dude.
Fat little idiot.
He's gone. So blitzkrieg the North, win that war finally, which is still ongoing.
Long time coming.
Everybody in America gets a free Samsung TV or phone for our troubles. You're welcome. And then tell Vietnam, be like, hey, crack those knuckles, put those dukes up. We're coming back. We're coming back. Ho Chi Minh City.
Do we get to win this time?
Oh,
Colonel, do we get to win this time?
And I'm saying we dig up MacArthur. We start just flippantly using tactical nuclear weapons.
Yep. Call up Sylvester Stallone to make the propaganda movies.
He's good to go.
Yeah, he's ready.
Rename it. I think we rename it Saigon again. And then we go all the way up and rename Ho Chi Minh City what would it be? Tricky Dick City.
Oh, that's fun.
Tricky Dick?
That's so insulting. What if we waged a colonial war like that again? And then
no, we're leaving.
Oh, okay.
We are not staying. We'll occupy and rebuild them a little bit.
Right, we always leave.
Yeah, we're gonna leave.
We're known for always having a short-term plan for leaving.
Keep a couple thousand troops,
but that's leaving.
Strategic locations.
These days, leaving a couple thousand troops.
Yeah, that's leaving. What are we gonna take over your business? We're not gonna do that.
We're just gonna go rename a couple cities.
Mm-hmm. You know? Which, by the way, I don't know if we need to. The whole Vietnam thing, they are kind of free market capitalist with like that communist coat of paint.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, I think we lost the war, but like totally then won it.
Yeah.
Because they're like, look at us, we're buying and selling all your shit, America. I'm like, yeah, it's kind of what we wanted.
Well, it's like China's not even like a communist country these
No.
days, but they still hand out the red books to make you think
Well,
they are.
it's just authoritarianism. You know?
Yeah.
Just like that's all they're doing.
Yeah. Good old fashioned, not left, not right.
Just good old fashioned.
This is what Andrew Yang was for. It's not left, right, it's forward.
Yeah, dude. I don't know.
Forward authoritarianism.
Just good old fashioned bootlicking. you know?
Yeah, yeah.
Those heels taste so good. I got a silly bit about General Tso's chicken.
Yeah?
I want to do it at the crunch
Call it
tonight.
Sow?
Is it
So
Tso?
General Tso's chicken.
General Tso's?
So there's no A,
Whatever.
it's just TSO.
Whatever.
Yeah. Pho.
General Tso? Is
Yeah,
it Tso?
General Tso.
Well, I'm going to talk about there's General Tso's chicken.
Mhm.
And then there's going to be honorably discharged General Tso's chicken, which tastes exactly the same, but I just wake up in the middle of the night wondering if it was all worth it. Huh?
Yeah, that's good.
Very good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes you drink yourself to death.
Yeah. No, that's
As if something's
dishonorably
lingering.
discharged
Yeah, yeah.
Tso's chicken.
It's the you can't handle the truth chicken.
Wait, hey, is this chicken?
right.
I like that.
Yeah. Does this come with years of guilt?
Oh, doesn't it though?
yeah, it does. Anyway.
Doesn't it though? Just grab my belly.
No, that's what the MSG is for. That's to
Yeah.
make us not acknowledge the guilt.
Not bad.
real
Do you
time.
think we would have to go and win Iraq again, or are you putting that up as a win and a draw?
Do I put up Iraq as a
'Cause
win and a draw?
I think we won Iraq one.
Well, what was the goal? We killed Saddam Hussein.
Hey, I don't think we have enough time to talk about war goals here.
I guess if we killed Saddam Hussein and that was the end goal, then yeah, we won.
We won that one?
Yeah.
Both of them? All right.
Yeah. Well, what else is there to do there?
I don't know. We'd have to call the Pentagon. Be like, what are we doing?
We need a new guy.
What are we doing?
Give us a new funny
But
named guy.
I'll tell you what. Afghanistan,
yeah.
that was put them up. Put them up, dude.
We just left.
I know. Wouldn't it be funny
Give
if
him
we
some time to
I think it would have
regroup.
been hilarious if it was all like a fucking sleight of hand.
Yeah.
And it's just all those like Taliban guys like not understanding how a PEC deck works in the Royal Palace. And then just SEAL Team 6 comes like floating through a door, headshotting them all like, you fuckers thought we left. Just a countrywide ambush. That's how you do it.
That's how you do it.
We
yeah.
should have been digging tunnels the whole time.
Yeah, you do a cute little bit where they're all watching over here. They're watching everybody leave. And they
Yep.
go, woo, that's a relief.
Yeah.
Glad they're finally gone.
And then as soon as they're like, oh, we're totally going to give women rights. And then we're like, okay. And then, yeah, dude, bunch of Green
pop
Berets
out.
come out of the trapdoors.
Aha!
We were never gone.
yeah.
We're like, come
That's
on.
my I could never be, like, if I was a Green Beret, my personality wouldn't fit it because I'd be so tempted to say, aha, every time I pop out.
Shockingly,
of a
I
place.
think you do fine.
You think so?
Yeah, I think that's their speed. You kidding me? First of all, the idea of you learning Pashtun does make me giggle somewhat.
That's fun. Yeah.
Secondly, I think you are racially ambiguous enough
Yeah.
for that part of the world.
Yeah.
Like depending on your beard and like what they do with some hair, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
We dye your hair red. Where the fuck are you from,
Right,
pal?
right.
you ever seen that? Like the old Taliban dudes where they got the white roots and then just like fucking leprechaun red beards and
Yeah.
like this is how I look.
That's the club look.
It's a good look, dude.
That's how you look when you're
I
in the
think
gang.
it's fucking hilarious.
No, it's good.
It's a
fun.
good look.
I do enjoy it. And
Do
that's
you know
why
what I'm talking? Have you seen
that's
it?
why they should have won. Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny.
Yeah,
dude.
I've seen it. Yeah.
Everyone's seen it.
We've all seen it. What else
We've
are you
all
doing?
seen it. It's-
What's interesting is the movies are heavily affected by whatever foreign conflicts we're in, you
Mhm.
know? Because,
Yeah.
like, there were a bunch of Vietnam movies, a lot of, like, 90s, like, Desert Storm era movies and stuff.
Yeah.
And then Iraq and Afghanistan gave us, like, 100 movies. Big, like,
so many.
the Hurt Locker and...
The Hurt Locker.
Yeah, American Sniper, all those
Right,
movies.
And the Hurt Locker.
And the Hurt Locker, famously. The Hurt Lock 2 hurts more.
Yeah. Locking up the Hurt. The third one.
yeah.
That's where he finally goes home.
Part 4, Return to the Hurt Locker. I don't know if the Hurt Locker is a place or what. I don't really know what the meaning of the title is.
Yeah, I could.
The Hurt Locker returns.
Nobody cares.
Jeremy Renner plays the Hurt Locker, I think.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, like, now we don't, because now the big thing is it's all wars that we're not in physically. It's all wars that we're orchestrating or playing a part in distantly. It's Ukraine or it's Israel and Palestine.
I think they're going to heat up here soon.
You think we're going to be sending guys?
I think so.
Yeah. Where first? Ukraine?
I think we're gonna no.
If we send guys to Ukraine, we're at
That's
war
the
with
fuck. No, I think
Vladimir Putin.
I think Europe's gonna do that first. Cause
Oh, you think they're gonna send guys here?
no, yeah, sure.
Or they're just gonna kill our soldiers?
They're gonna bring them here. No, I think because France and Poland are both like, oh shit, this could be bad.
Yeah,
and they're kind of acting outside of NATO right now, being like, oh, maybe we should send troops. And meanwhile, whoever's flapping Biden's gums in the White House is like, no, don't do that, because then that brings NATO in and this goes nuclear.
yeah.
But I don't know, man. To think the whole vibe of the world, to think that we're just going to simmer on down now is, I think, very hopeful.
Yeah, I think we've gotten our aggression out. Now we can take some time.
I think we're all going to knock it off. But no, I think we're on the precipice of a pretty big war.
Do you think that we've the military-industrial complex has kind of discovered that they can still heavily profit from wars that we're not fighting ourselves?
Sure. No,
right? And it's a nice sort of passive income for the war industry.
I think it's two different things, though. I think it's like, yeah, those guys are like, fuck yeah, we can make money, but I think eventually there's just going to be a big old goddamn war again,
like that we can't avoid.
Yeah. And then
Probably
I think, and I honestly believe it started. I think it started back in 2014 when Russia just kind of nibbled off Crimea. And we're all like, oh, we're just doing that now? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then, I don't know, China's aggression towards Taiwan. The idea, I saw this, and I think it was wildly dumb and just like an internet thing, but China and Russia teaming up to have a land bridge invasion through the Bering Strait. I'm like, good luck with that. That's fucking moronic. Can you imagine that? Like, invading America through Alaska?
It's fun.
I
That's a movie.
For sure.
That's a 1960s Men on a Mission movie. Like, these are the 12 guys we sent
but we
to
got
go
like,
through Alaska.
Yeah, because they got like 10 roads.
Yeah, yeah.
And we blow up one of them, and then it's like, okay, have you ever walked over a hill with a bunch of shit?
Yeah,
now imagine Alaska. Like, yeah, that'll be easy.
Did you ever see, there's a movie from the 60s called, it's the 60s or 70s. It's called The Eagle is Landed.
Oh, fuck yeah.
You saw The Eagles Landed?
I love The Eagles Landed.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Kind of underrated because it's one of those, you know, The Great Escape, Dirty Dozen types of movies. And it's, you're rooting for the Germans in World War II. That's the plot.
Yeah.
Michael Caine and these guys they do go out of their way to show that Michael Caine doesn't approve of Hitler and the Nazis.
Yeah, well, that's the only way you can make a palatable.
But he's still like
German
doing
thing.
their orders. Like Donald Pleasance plays like Himmler or something, and he's giving him the orders.
He's
and they're like, fine.
All right.
And they're kidnapping Winston Churchill, and you're watching the movie like, let's do it. Let's
Yeah.
get the boys together. Let's get them. Which I feel like in its own kind of is a commentary itself. It's like you just framed the story right enough. We're all like, those are our boys.
Likable writing is a dangerous thing.
It's like
that's why Hollywood stopped doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a guy who's like fighting in Iraq, just like, I don't know about this Bush guy and what he's doing.
The
but
idea of
this is
trying
our
to
job.
kidnap Bush would be very funny, though.
Somebody should. Well, that's the thing. We got to start kidnapping presidents again. We're gonna start
At
killing.
least in the movies.
We got to start shamanasinating presidents again.
I thought you were gonna say assassinate. That's what but yeah, I guess we could suck them off too.
That's fine. Yeah. Before,
man, I think
presidents aren't getting sucked off anymore. Too.
No,
That's
I was
the
gonna
big
say
thing.
probably pretty easy to suck off.
Last one to get
Clinton.
sucked off got assassinated. Well, no, not Bill Clinton.
No,
You're
Bill
right.
Clinton.
Yeah, you're right.
Well, they're working on it.
I forgot he was a
But
big.
can you imagine trying to suck off Biden? that would take some work.
It doesn't. That thing hasn't stood in some time.
Well,
sure.
First and foremost, you'd have to drug them.
Yeah. Pump him full of Viagra. What if Viagra fixed his brain? He'd be like a just on fire on the debate stage, but like rock hard.
Yeah,
Well,
I was gonna say he just has coherent, good points finally, and we're all like, "Oh wow, Biden's really got it together." And like as he leaves to go towards the helicopter, he's just fucking rock hard behind the. We're like, "Oh, all right, there it is." I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I think that's the other thing that is, I think, gonna be a real bummer this year.
When Biden dies,
One of our presidents is just,
the one of them's gonna win.
Yeah, I don't see either one of them steering us through this fucking field of icebergs.
Yeah, you don't think so?
This sea of icebergs.
You don't think either of those guys have the the capability for nuance and
Well, I think at this
understanding?
point Biden's nothing but nuance. That man lives in the shadows of what does he mean?
yeah.
But
But Trump's gonna win. Trump's gonna win.
Everybody's saying that.
There's
You
no
think
way
so?
Trump doesn't win, I think.
Okay.
I'll put money on Trump winning.
Okay.
Also, Michigan's own Michael Moore predicted it, and he's always been right with every election.
Really?
Like, this is a fact. Like, he's almost always right.
Did he predict Trump won?
He predicted
one.
Trump winning in 2016.
Okay. Yeah.
He predicted Biden winning of 2020, and he's predicted that Trump's going to win this time.
Wow.
Now.
How come he didn't put all that to stopping the next school shooting?
He did. Dude,
Take
did
your
you see Bowling
clairvoyance.
for Columbine?
Yeah.
He yelled in Charlton Heston's face. Like,
Yeah.
how did that not fix it?
I don't know. I have no idea.
God damn you, Charlton Heston.
It was wild being in
Damn you all to hell.
Colorado's having some gun talks again.
Oh,
which-
about like banning him?
Yeah, doing some pretty heavy regulations.
Oh.
It's weird because like I just got back from Denver, and Denver pretty blue city, and like
Yeah.
a lot of the cities up there pretty blue, but like Colorado as a state
Yeah, it's a classic.
pretty red.
Yeah.
Like them working boys out in the like
Do
farms.
you think it's that different from Michigan?
No, I think it's
Culturally?
actually quite similar.
Yeah.
It to the point where if anybody were to move from Colorado to Michigan, I think they'd be kind of happy with that.
Yeah. If one specific man were
If
to
one
do such a
specific
thing.
dude moved from Colorado to Michigan,
All right, let's give out his home address.
I've got it.
Do you actually have it?
Yeah.
Did he give you the address?
He sent it via Zillow. And then I was like, ooh.
Nice house? Nice place?
Nah, it's a dump.
Oh, yeah,
no,
dude,
it's
what a loser.
Yeah, no, it's an incredible house.
Yeah.
He has buy a house money.
That's true. He
That's
does.
that
Crazy he never did. Like, did he ever live in one of the coasts? He was just always.
road dog.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
We live in a new world for comedy.
He kind of.
You don't have to be on the Tonight
He
Show
led
anymore.
we're not going to tell you who we're talking about, so
No.
just use it or don't. But I think he's inspired me to kind of do a similar thing.
Yeah.
So far, I'm doing it. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's exhausting,
Yeah.
and I'm also not as talented as him.
Sure. Well.
Oh.
Leaving riddles.
I don't leave breadcrumbs. I leave full fucking loaves.
We're talking about Andrew Dice Clay.
Yeah,
I should
dude.
let everybody
Andrew
know.
Dice.
Dice.
Talent.
Andrew Dice talent.
Yeah, he's got
What a
lot
character.
of talent.
Hey, moving to Michigan.
But whoa.
Yeah,
But MAGA hats and rainbow hair was my
Oh,
experience in
sick.
Denver.
That should be the name of our podcast.
MAGA hats and
MAGA
rainbow
hats and
hair.
rainbow hair.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Every week, a better name.
We would switch who we dress up as.
I don't think that'd
Every
be
week.
tough. Hey, where's your mood at?
Yeah, we do kind of pick one based on our
Yeah.
moods.
Yeah. Like sometimes we're libtarded, other times we're confag. It's fine. I tried to make that work so hard, and it's just never stuck.
No, I can't imagine why.
I think it's great.
Yeah, it's perfect. And
Why are you allowed to say libtard, but you can't say conf?
yeah, are you gonna enter your slur alerts?
Probably not. 22 minutes in, they deserve to cancel me if they make it through here.
Are we gonna edit out us openly saying we should assassinate the president? That somebody should, not
No,
us.
we didn't openly say it. You said you wanted to blow him, and then I said, "Oh, I thought
Up.
you wanted to."
yeah.
Oh man, God damn it!
Yeah, satire.
Parody law,
Sorry,
parody law, parody law.
parody law, parody law.
Andrew
law.
Dice Clay, take us with you.
I think if we want a true democracy, you should be allowed.
What?
You should be allowed to try to kill the president.
Well,
And I think if you do it and you get away, like if you get him, you should be able to get. You should be the new president. I think
that
should
would be insane.
Yeah.
Like go back to old school caveman law.
But it's like we
I'm
say,
here
we
for
pretend there's democracy, but if you can't kill the president, is there really? You know, that's my thinking.
Hey,
And then if you don't get the president, he gets to
kill you.
beat the shit out of you.
That'd be so
He gets to
funny.
piss all over you. Joe Biden gets to piss on
all
you
over.
while you're tied to a chair.
The Secret Service.
And then he
still
lets
gets
you
to-
go after everybody knows that you got pissed on by Joe Biden.
God, that would smell
That's your punishment.
so bad.
Yeah.
That's
yeah,
one of
yeah.
those ones where you would have to throw those clothes out, and then a lot like getting skunked. You would probably just have to like wash yourself in Porsche, and then accept that you're gonna smell like Joe Biden's piss for a week.
And then you'll kill yourself, probably.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's a self-fulfilling.
I would gear up to do it.
No,
again.
I'd go on Tucker Carlson and be like, Joe Biden's piss smells bad.
Well,
That would be my cut.
Here's
my
the
story,
thing,
though.
Tucker. He's stronger than he looks.
If you got anything against one of those guys, Tucker will have you on his show. There's the guy who was like, I had sex with Obama. Do you remember that guy?
No.
There's a guy who went on Tucker Carlson's like internet show.
Was it any good?
I didn't know if he talked about how good it was, but he was like, yeah, I did crack with Obama and we had sex. Obama's secretly gay, and Tucker's there with this like wow, like what is going on? What is going on? Obama's gay?
When
I thought he liked
when he
poop.
was the president?
No, it was before.
Oh,
He'd be like, what if I told you Obama was gay?
that sounds like Tucker.
Now the left will tell you, absolutely not. He likes raw pussy. But
I could see. No, I was trying to gear up to do Obama, but I'm too tired to do a non. It would just be the slur alert the whole time. Just President shit. It's like that's not Obama.
damn it.
It's not Obama at all.
Oh, did I tell you the story about when I was in college? We were taking classes to be teachers, and there's this one about like power and racism and sexism and everything, and people had to. We all were doing presentations, and this one guy was in this presentation about like how like confronting your own biases and stuff like that, and your own and particularly in regards to what they call what's the microaggressions, right?
Okay.
And he was like growing up.
Sorry, is that a newer term? Microaggression.
It's the last 10 years, maybe.
Okay, all right. sorry.
But he's talking in the super woke class. It's a bunch of aspiring teachers in college, very woke teacher and everything. And I'm not using that word derogatorily. It's just what everybody was. And this guy, he was like, I had to realize, growing up, my friends and I really liked The Wire, and we would do an impression of a character from The Wire, and it was a black man, and we would do an impression of the way he said the word shit. And it took me a long time to realize that what we were doing was actually racist, and it was a microaggression. And I raised my hand. I guess this is me being a rascal. I raised my hand. I was like, how did he say it? And the guy was like, what do you mean? I was like, how was it how could he say shit in a way that sounded like black? And he was like, well, it was kind of like, and then he kind of like looks around for a second, and nobody was saying anything, and he just starts going like she, and then my teacher like pipes and goes, we don't need to hear it.
Oh, dude, that's incredible.
And I was like in awe that he did it. I didn't think it would happen.
I don't know, man.
That guy's a teacher now.
Incredible. I don't know,
Probably
dude.
teaches in like Holland or
I
something.
think the essence of racism, like true racism, is
good old fashioned racism.
good old fashioned racism is like you mean it derogatorily as an insult, and you do it to hurt people.
Yeah.
Whereas like if you're just kind of doing an impression for the sake of like satire, humor, laughing, I'm like, I don't know. And listen, there's definite nuance to this, but it's like, I don't know. I don't want to live in a world where we're not allowed to tease a little bit.
Right.
Under the guise of like...
Well, impressions are impressions. If you're doing an impression of a person...
Right, like I'll do Obama again. She... You know what I mean?
That's funny, ironically, because real Obama doesn't sound like like if you did a basic black guy impression, it doesn't sound like Obama at all.
Wow.
Like he's not, like in real life, that's the joke.
I mean,
right?
I could do a real impression of Obama.
Yeah, let's hear it.
I don't know.
Let's
if
hear
I
the
could
real
make
impression, Luke.
The dick gagging sounds of him blowing everybody around him. Just
Yeah. Of him just blowing a drone.
smoking crack and firing rockets off. Honestly, kind of a rad president.
That's so
no,
sick,
I'm thinking
dude.
about. Also, what,
Obama's
like,
our first gay
here's
president.
the
Why don't we
thing.
talk about that?
Yeah, fucking. What?
I believe that guy.
If we're gonna be woke, could be like, so what, dude? He does drugs and fucks dudes.
Yeah.
That's chill now.
Yeah.
You are allowed to do that.
Yeah. We got a problem with that,
Yeah,
Tucker?
Tucker, you fucking bigot. You dick bag.
Well, if Obama's gay, then he'll clearly have sex with me. And that's what we'll do. He'll have sex with me.
I don't know, man, because that's fucking hilarious. First, also, The Wire rules.
Yeah, it's a great show.
Who's the actor that just died?
Lance Reddick.
Yeah, Lance Reddick.
Yeah.
He played. Who's his character?
Oh.
I don't know. It's something I've been thinking
Is he
about
Omar?
a lot lately. Because I'm Team Kendrick in this whole Kendrick v. Drake.
Of course, we're all team
Which I'm
Kendrick,
like,
dude.
yeah, it's not a tough sell,
Yeah.
but like I feel like it was one of those open secret things. But it's like one of Kendrick's big things is calling Drake out for being like a colonizer.
Mhm.
And I often will listen to rap.
He compares him to O.J. Simpson.
Sure,
One of
sure.
those- yeah.
But it's like when I listen to rap and hip hop, I know full well that I can't appreciate it as much as like a disenfranchised black person in this country.
Sure,
But I
yeah.
still try to appreciate it. And then I also try to just be grateful that I'm allowed to like listen and enjoy it
Yeah.
at whatever level I can without a true deep appreciation
Yeah.
or as deep. Whereas like
I had to confront that about myself recently where it was like I would have this thing where like if a
Wait.
guy was a Taylor Swift fan, I wouldn't believe him, right?
okay.
Because I'd be like, you can't be, and it was like guys don't like Taylor. All of Taylor Swift songs are about being a girl. There's no way you can't relate to it. But then in the meantime, here I am listening to NWA, just being like,
Sure.
yep, true.
That's
It's rough out there.
Me too as well.
Rough out there on the streets.
I also empathize 100% with what is being said and done in this song.
I also have a lot of attitude. I agree with half of this name.
No, I think it's just like keeping your head entirely out of your ass when
Yeah.
you go out to enjoy something
Yeah.
is a good thing to do. And so I don't know, man. Like I don't buy fully into like if I was really getting sunned by somebody about a cultural thing, I would shut up and listen. Be like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
But I'm like, you can't stop me from liking something that's cool.
No.
You know what I mean? I'm like,
No.
all right, like
It's uncontrollable.
I borderline. It goes back to my bit of like, this is what an ally looks like. It might suck for
Yeah.
you, but I'm like, no, I'm on your side.
Yeah.
Like, I don't get it entirely, but I'm here for you.
Yeah, yeah.
And so I don't know. To watch The Wire and feel guilty because you're doing impressions of a character who says shit funny
Yeah.
instead of maybe not understanding the cultural importance of the fucking TV show
Sure, yeah.
might be a problem more than
Right.
the impression.
Right.
You know?
Well, people use that. There's okay. I think the great thinker, Dave Smith said this.
Who's Dave Smith?
From Legion of Skanks.
Got
but
it.
I'm sarcastically calling it. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Dave's,
No, I know
think
who
he's
you're
kind of
talking
smart.
about. Yeah.
But he's kind of smart.
Damn, dude, that's a harsh roast.
He's-
Calling somebody kind of smart and meaning it?
Come
Fuck,
at me,
dude.
Dave.
Shit,
but no,
dude.
Dave Smith was like, he basically said there's been a hijacking of the left by the liberals. Like, the left wing has successfully, there's a thing in recent, until very recently maybe with Israel and Palestine, there's been this thing.
Dude.
Whoa,
We
wait.
said we weren't going to bring that up in front of
Oh,
Osama.
God, I'm sorry. That's
Come
his
on,
lane.
dude.
That's his lane.
That's
We're
his-
pretending it doesn't happen.
Osama. He's buttoned up now, but he had thoughts.
Osama, what do you think about that? Ooh, I don't think they like to be called that anymore.
I don't know,
All right.
man. I gotta disagree. I'm kind of glad World War II went the way it did. But
But my point is the left got wrapped up enough in stuff like that of like doing impressions of how a character says shit on a TV show.
Yeah.
That they forgot about important things that affect people's lives. You know,
Yeah.
they're not focused on like wage disparities and war and the things that really like affect people badly. You know, they're talking about like you should say Latinx or something.
Yeah, which is like okay, sure, but there's way bigger problem.
Right.
And
Can we start over here? So let's start.
I will openly and unironically admit that I'm kind of part of the problem because like
part of the problem with Dave Smith. That's his podcast.
Oh,
Sorry,
really?
I thought
Wow.
We're
you
plugging
know a
him.
lot about this guy for thinking he's only kind of smart.
He's a libertarian, so I think he's kind of smart.
Yeah,
I think he's half very smart,
and half
and then half
absolutely
right on the money.
just
Yeah.
fucking mongoloided it up. Yeah.
I think he's very smart about not having welfare. I think he could be a little more racist. That's my take.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know exactly what you're talking about now. I just didn't know him as that guy.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. I openly admit that like sometimes I'm like pretty ignorant or will say jokes that like come off bad.
Sure.
Sure.
It's impulse.
All the time.
We
Yeah.
gotta do it. We've done it
It's
here.
in the pursuit of an honest to goodness tee-hee.
Yes.
You know, like the
Yeah.
Dukes of Hazzard theme song, a little too close to home for how my mindset is. I'm like, I don't mean no. Come on.
Yeah.
But every now and again, if the old General Lee lets one rip from my brain, I'm like, sorry. I did root for the North, and I'm glad.
We
but-
all got a little General Lee on our shoulder.
Sure. Dude, you got General Lee and then Martin Luther King? I don't
Yeah,
know.
he's the opposite.
Or General. Well, it's not General Grant.
Why can't it be Grant?
Because Grant, yeah.
But Grant's the opposite of Lee, right? Like,
Not really.
He's just the other side.
A lot of those whites back in the day just kind of were like,
Yeah.
it was like racist and racist light.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, dire racist.
Yeah, dire racist. Like, I still don't want them in our schools. And you're like, ooh, bad luck. But no, I this is gonna come off as very sincere and lame. But I do try to. I said lame instead of gay.
Oh yeah, good
You
for
gotta
you.
give me points.
Ooh.
Points. Hey, Wanda Sykes, I do know what I say when I say gay. I mean lame.
I saw her the other day.
Yeah, pretty cool, right?
Yeah, she
Is
was
she
good.
still lame?
No, she was more gay than lame.
Oh, well, all right then.
She's actually gay. That's why I
yeah,
said
no.
that.
Do you remember?
I didn't mean that in the lame way.
No, but do you remember this
I don't know
old-
if people know this about Wanda Sykes, but she's gay.
She's it. Yeah, well, she had the old commercial. Like,
when
when you
one?
say you're gay, do you know what you say? And
Yeah.
it
Wait,
was-
lean into the impression a bit more. Give us a full.
Shit. When you say you're gay,
yeah.
do you know what you say? No, you don't remember that?
I don't think I ever saw that.
You
no.
might be too
I
young for
enjoy
that.
her stand up.
It was like
she's
on.
very good.
I remember I'd be
Very funny.
watching Rugrats on Nickelodeon.
Yeah.
Toy commercial. Wanda Sykes telling us to stop saying gay is an insult. Back to Rugrats. And then that goldfish commercial for asthma that started off as English, and as the country let more people in, started to go to Spanish.
Oh yeah.
You ever seen that one?
Yeah.
You know,
I've seen that one.
No soy, no, yo soy no fish.
I
Do you know what I'm talking about? That goldfish one, or am I?
he rings a bell. I mean, I would have been a baby. I would have been like 2 years
yeah,
old.
you were a little baby.
Yeah.
yeah. All right.
But when I saw Wanda Sykes on Friday night at the Fillmore, and we're like high up in like the nosebleeds, you know,
Yeah.
and it's steep, and she's killing, she's doing great. She gets down to like her political stuff, and Wanda's views are like pretty down the line Democrat kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And there's early on, like she's saying like, you know, we can't tell women what to do with their bodies. And I hear this guy, and like a bunch of people start cheering, and there's this guy far behind me. He goes, bullshit. And I was like, I mean, she's not going to hear him. So he's heckling to nobody.
He bought a ticket.
Yeah. He's just heckling into the open air.
Yeah.
And then she later on ends up saying like, you know, like, oh, people aren't going to vote. It's like, no, vote for Joe Biden. She just basically says vote for Joe Biden.
Oh, okay.
And then a bunch of people cheered. And then this guy, I hear him just say to somebody next to him, he just goes like, see you later. And then he gets up, and then I see him walk down past me, and he's like the fattest guy I've ever seen in my life. And he's like holding his pants up, and then he stumbles. Like he doesn't fall on the ground totally, but he does one of those like where you have to dance down the stairs a little bit to regain your
shimmy.
And now it's like his whole thing is he's made his position clear that he's a Republican and he wants to leave, but now he's embarrassed himself, so he wants to get out fast. So he quickly turns and tries to run out this left exit, and there's a guy there that's like, no, not this exit, the other way. And he's like, and then he like walks in front of just as a walk of shame in front of everybody as we see the fattest guy in the world go across and then make his way out into the streets of Detroit.
What a stupid bastard.
Yeah, a third of the way into the show.
He had to have known. All right, I gotta.
Yeah, did he not know that Wanda Sykes was liberal?
Yeah, right. They're like, oh, I thought she was just from that. I thought that commercial was ironic.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take a pee break real
Okay.
quick 'cause of the liquid death.
All right, I'll talk to our listeners about something really quick. Yeah. So. No, don't edit this out. I'm gonna think of something. I want to talk about all of the cinematic interpretations of the character Jack Ryan, who I think is the American James Bond in a sense. Series of books by Tom Clancy, adapted to film, adapted to TV. It starts with Alec Baldwin portraying Jack Ryan in The Hunt for Red October, directed by John McTiernan. And then progresses into two films which are technically within the same continuity. They kind of form a trilogy, even though the actor changes, and they upgrade it to Harrison Ford in Patriot Games and Clear and Present Danger. Later, they reboot the character with The Sum of All Fears with Ben Affleck as Jack Ryan. Later, they reboot him again cinematically with Chris Pine in Jack Ryan Shadow Recruit, and then finally on TV with Jim from The Office. I was just updating our listeners on the history of Jack Ryan in film and TV.
Oh, big fan.
Were you a Clancy kid?
I'm getting into him now, which is dangerous for the world.
Yeah.
I cannot tell you how many times listening audiobook, because Tom Clancy doesn't know how to write for dyslexics.
Right.
Every one of his
He's such a nerd. It's
like
so
sick. I love it though.
Yeah.
It's dangerous.
It's
for
all
me.
tech talk.
If I could tell you though,
Yeah.
I listened to Rainbow Six, finished it a couple because I have the Rainbow Six strategy guide on my toilet, which love that game. It's the old PC made by Red Storm. Shout out OG Rainbow Six fans. But there's some shit that like happens in that novel that's like, oh my god, can you imagine living in a world like this where like a terrorist shoot like a sick girl, and he's like, and like all of the like anti-terrorist or like counter-terrorist team guys are like, oh, fucking killing kids. I'm like, Tom, if you could only see the world we live in now.
Yeah.
Because he died, I think. When did Tom Clancy die?
I know he was around to see The Sum of All Fears. Because there's a commentary on The Sum of All Fears, the movie,
the Ben Affleck one. Okay.
The commentary has the director and Tom Clancy, and the whole movie is Tom Clancy telling the director how stupid the movie is.
Okay.
Where he's just like, yeah, this wouldn't happen.
I think that weirdly enough, okay, so Tom Clancy died at Johns Hopkins Hospital in 2013, which leads me to believe he's cryogenically frozen.
Yeah.
But Tom Clancy, as far as I can tell, I don't know if he was ever in the military, but he might be the only other like civilian dude on my level of military nerdism without serving.
I would probably be on your level. No shade to you.
But
that's his whole career, you know.
What, you on my level?
No, I'm saying Clancy's above your level.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
I got time still.
Yeah. No, you can catch up.
I can read all his stuff.
He's stopped. Clancy's not moving any forward.
Exactly. I'm like, yo, dude, he's done.
Yeah.
Someone's
got to pick up the torch.
Yeah, I
got to
pick it up and go. But
did you ever see? This thing's been circulating lately because
I'm looking up Tom Clancy.
Jim from The Office did the Jack Ryan show. No, well, he did the Jack Ryan show on Amazon. I think 13 Hours was him gearing up for the Jack Ryan show, just to show that he could be like an alpha, you know. And then he's on the Jack Ryan show when he was like promoting it. They did like tie-ins with the CIA. Of like, because they needed the CIA's cooperation. Yeah. So there's videos of him just saying like, every day I wake up and I thank the God for the CIA. And he's just sucking the CIA's dick in like every promotional video. And he's like, they do so much for us. And then somebody dug up an older interview with Chris Pine when he was promoting Jack Ryan's Shadow Recruit, which was kind of forgotten. But he was the last guy to play Jack Ryan before Krasinski, and he was like. He was talking in that interview where he was just like, yeah, no, war is so much crazier and scarier now. We can just like go drone bomb children in like other countries, and that's a lot of what the CIA does now. Like, you're like,
not as
dude,
flattering.
So, but also like Pine, such a Chad compared to what a simp for the CIA.
Yeah.
John Krasinski is.
For sure.
That guy's such a loser.
He's kind of a nerd.
Yeah.
Like, I don't
No
know.
offense, John Krasinski.
Take us with you?
Take us with you, John?
I guess.
Put us in your new movie that bombs.
I don't know. I'd like to be in some of his wife's movies.
I'd like to be in his wife.
Some of his wife.
That was right there.
Whoa.
Yeah. We want to have sex with John Krasinski's wife. Famous actress
Emily
Blunt.
Blunt. I was going to say, she's got a name. We know it.
Yeah. She's arguably more famous than her husband.
Yeah, probably.
Like, not even arguably, definitely. Yeah,
Emily Blunt. Yeah.
Yeah, it's very demeaning to call her John Krasinski's wife.
Yeah. Who's that broad that was in that I Can't Talk movie? Because the aliens will get them.
It's like calling Kirsten Dunst Jesse Plemons' wife. You know, I'm just gonna do that for now. I'm gonna look up the non-famous husbands of every famous actress and just refer to them as that guy's wife now, forever. This is my sexism.
Good
era.
bit. Good bit.
Dude, I watched one speech from a Chiefs kicker at a graduation ceremony, and now I'm fully converted, dude.
Well, I was gonna say to bring it on back.
Yeah.
Which, don't get me wrong, love the bit, but Tom Clancy joined the Army Reserve Officers Training Corps. However, he was ineligible to serve because of myopia.
Vision?
Yeah, nearsightedness.
Oh.
So he decided to write books instead.
Yeah.
You know,
He did fanfic.
Yeah,
he couldn't get in.
It was
Yeah.
like techno fan.
Well, that's what I love about those books is like they're not exciting in the traditional like way that a story would be. It's like it's as realistic as espionage thrillers get.
I was gonna say, it's like it's real world fiction is what people describe it as. Where he doesn't do any there's no fantastic
it doesn't oftentimes
stuff.
lead to like shootouts and like sometimes it does.
However,
climaxes and shootouts.
Yeah, there's a couple. I will say this, not to spoil Rainbow Six.
Yeah.
But like it does end kind of weird and like war crimey adjacent.
Yeah.
Like, do you know that one? They've never made.
I haven't read Rainbow Six, but I've heard of it.
It's crazy because that's, I think, as far as like video game adaptations go, probably the most famous Tom Clancy video game adaptation. However, like, I don't think anybody's attempted to make it a TV show or movie yet, which is kind of wild. Because I think it would lend itself to being pretty badass.
Is it more war crimey than the Call of Duty 1980s game where Reagan gives you orders?
Maybe.
Did you ever hear of that one?
Which the Call of Duty?
There's one that takes place
Black
in the
Ops?
80s. It's like Call of Duty 1985 or something.
Okay.
And Reagan shows up in the game. He's the one who gives you the orders.
Oh no! All right.
And it's like a guy doing a Reagan impression, and it's his likeness.
No. Okay.
And the best part is it was the first Call of Duty game which allowed you to pick a non-binary character.
Okay.
So there's like Reagan's using they them pronouns to tell you to like go to war.
What a fucking wild
sweet,
concept, dude!
This is America now.
To have a woke enough president to be like, I don't care what they've got, but we've got to go out and make sure those goddamn Contras get the weapons they need. Just Oliver North being like, "Whoa, Reagan, come on now! This is a non-binary commando we got on our hands here, Chief."
And I support them. I really do.
I don't care what they've got in their pants so long as they're willing to pull the trigger for old Uncle Sam, who I would like to add has a massive throbbing 4.5-inch penis, which I'm told is exceptionally huge.
Well, I just believe that we should respect their chosen identity.
Now, somebody go get me a bag of chips so I can watch the satellite feed of America doing right again. Jelly beans and chips for everybody. Job well done. Name aircraft carriers after me.
I like that whenever they would, because a lot of those Clancy books are very talky and technical, and then usually at the 11th hour there's something physically exciting. Like it's like Jack Ryan's kind of like a pencil pusher, and then at the end of the story he always has to be like Butch, you know?
Yeah. Hunt for the Red October.
Yeah, Hunt for
comes to
October.
mind.
He's got to crawl around with a gun and shoot a guy.
Yep.
And then, but I love in the movie adaptations, they work so hard to make it all cinematically appealing. So it's like clear and present danger. Harrison Ford's just running around offices the whole time.
Yeah.
Like there's the moment everybody remembers is when he like points his finger at a guy. He like crumples a paper and he does this, and everyone's like, oh, like that's cinema.
Clear and Present Danger, Patriot Games, and Air Force One all Tom Clancy, or they just
Air Force One isn't Tom Clancy.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a fucking dope movie.
That's sick.
That movie fucking rules.
That's the classic. Yeah, it's one of the best Die Hard ripoff movies.
Was that just like just a standalone screenplay back in the day?
I think so. It might have started off as something else.
I know, but like it like
yeah.
To our knowledge, and
but everybody
via
was
credits.
chasing the next Die Hard thing in the early '90s. They were all
Right.
trying to do a Die Hard in a thing,
God
and
damn
it was Die Hard on a plane, right?
for sure. But it was the president, which
Yeah.
was dope.
Also,
dude.
in retrospect, watching that, Harrison Ford's president is 100% like a George W. Bush, like
absolutely
psycho neocon.
yeah.
Like Gary Oldman's not that wrong about what he's upset about.
But he's still a dirty communist. so
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
Gotta go.
So yeah, no,
Gotta
you're
go.
right. Yeah, yeah.
then
That's
it-
I love when a movie makes me right wing. I'm
Well,
like, this movie rules.
For sure. And then it's got obvious turncoat guy being an obvious turncoat.
Yes, yeah.
That actor is typecasted as
He's
a
always
piece
an
of shit.
obvious turncoat.
Yeah.
He's the Paul Reiser in Aliens.
Yes.
yeah,
Yes. I'm trying to think of like what other movies he's in as an obvious turncoat.
yeah. If I remembered his name, I could probably. guess
I
that.
could fire up the
I
old.
like
internet movie
Glenn Close
database.
was the first female president in that film, or the vice
Right?
president, first female vice
and they
president.
were getting ready to swear her in, but
Yeah.
she had the lady
held out.
ovaries to say no. She had the fortitude that only a uterus can grant you to be like, this guy's a former Green Beret, and they're on his fucking plane.
Did I tell you? I don't know if we talked about this. I was talking about while you were in the bathroom, but
Here for it.
Hunt for Red October, Patriot Games, and Clear and Present Danger are technically a trilogy,
Okay.
even though because Alec Baldwin plays him in Hunt for Red October, and he's played by Harrison Ford in the other two.
Sure.
All three of them have James Earl Jones as Greer.
Okay.
So they're technically all the same
Yeah.
like character.
Cinematic universe.
They just traded up
I just
for their
kinda-
Jack Ryan.
Yeah, I just kind of hate that in this day and age. This is maybe segue out of this a little bit. I'm cool with recasting. I can suspend my disbelief for a recast.
Yeah.
You know, I'd be like,
It wasn't
oh,
even that long ago that Terrence Howard turned into
yeah.
Don
Or
Cheadle.
the Dumbledore thing because
Yeah.
one guy died.
Nobody even noticed that.
Yeah,
one.
yeah,
It was
like,
the
"Oh,
guy with the
Dumbledore's
beard.
got a little bit more collagen in him these
Yeah,
days.
yeah.
But it's like I would rather do that than the weird, creepy AI shit. they're
Oh,
doing.
yeah, it's so gross.
yeah.
dude.
I'm like,
You
well,
can't. You never get to die,
No,
dude. Poor Christopher Reeve got dug out of the grave to
Yeah.
be in The Flash, to be in the worst movie
Yeah,
of all
let
time.
Let him be, man.
Yeah, with this glazed over, inhuman face, and
And then I can't imagine the AI version of him was much better.
I think
Nothing but net, baby.
that was good. That was good. But like, do you think if we kind of forgot like why we like actors? Like you used to like an actor because you'd think they're like good at what they do.
Yeah, yeah.
But now it's like no, you just like their face.
Well, who's the guy who plays like War Eagle or whatever? The black guy, Anthony. God damn it,
War Eagle.
No, it's not War Eagle. He plays one of the Marvel characters.
Oh, yeah, Anthony. Oh, I know who you're talking about. He plays the eagle, the
Yeah, War Eagle or whatever his actual fucking name
Falcon.
Falcon, yeah.
Anthony Mackie.
is. Anthony Mackie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he talks about it. I know a lot of people have criticized the Marvel Cinematic Universe for like
Us
kind
included.
of yeah. Well, some of the movies rip, but like
Some of 'em
I'm trying to think of the famous actor who's got like he looks like a bald eagle with his haircut, and he you went on the rant about not watching a movie on your fucking telephone.
Dude, David Lynch.
Yeah, David
He's
Lynch.
the king.
Yeah,
dude.
David Lynch and
He rules.
all those guys are
You
like,
can't watch a movie on your fucking
don't
telephone.
tell me you've
Get
understood a film because you watched it on your fucking
telephone.
telephone. Yeah.
Get real.
What's that
He
guy's
always-
name again?
David Lynch.
Nah, I'm just fucking around. I just
yeah,
want to
yeah.
keep him humble. I'll watch all kinds of movies on my
He's the
telephone.
best, dude.
dick.
There's a documentary about David Lynch.
What's
just
a-
really briefly?
What's a good David Lynch movie?
Eraserhead, Blue Velvet, Mulholland Drive.
Okay.
He did create Twin Peaks, the show.
Okay.
But he The Elephant Man, the original.
I'm going to watch all those on my fucking
so
phone.
do it, yeah.
he
I'll get
can't
him,
stop
dude.
me, dude.
There's a documentary about David Lynch called The Heart Life, and it's just like an hour and a half of him just drinking coffee and cigarettes, like smoking cigarettes and like talking about just like rambling like an insane man for a long time.
I fucking love that.
Yeah.
It's
He needs a podcast.
That's like muttering. I love muttering. I'll drink coffee
too.
and mutter.
Yeah,
I'll do
you
that.
used to post that on your stories.
Almost
a lot.
professionally. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was. I mean, I was losing it a little bit.
Yeah,
but,
that was the peak of COVID.
yeah, peak COVID times, but it was like good times.
Yeah. Dude, I miss muttering.
Yeah, you can do it.
I don't have
whenever you
time
want.
to mutter anymore.
That's a bummer.
Because I have such an early morning.
Yeah, you got to be somewhat.
I
coherent.
mutter directly into my students' faces. That's
Yeah,
the only time I
there you
can.
go. Yeah, first hour, man. You just got to
Yeah.
mutter. They're gonna do bad on the test.
They're gonna get the brunt.
They're gonna.
I don't even care if they do well. I'm gonna give them bad grades.
Do they still take MEP tests?
No,
Is that a thing?
they don't. Yeah, no, they don't.
No?
They don't do that.
Okay, well, I was gonna say they're
No.
gonna be like, "Oh, this first class is doing bad." I'll be like, "It's because our teacher fucking mush mouths us." But no, I don't know. David Lynch and Anthony Mackie and like the sentiment of like the art of acting and
Yeah.
like filmmaking kind of being just. I'd say overall, like content era, content. Like, I hope you fuckers like to slop. You fuckers. No, I
Come here, piggies.
I think it is refreshing when you do stop and you watch like a good movie
Yeah.
or just actually see art
Dude,
again.
every time I watch like a good, just like a real good movie from like even the early 2000s. Sometimes you watch those and you're like, oh, it's like a real movie.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah. I think I even I
A
don't
lot
know
of
if
those
I drunk
a lot
dialed
of Marvel
you.
movies now are like barely movies.
Yeah, did I drunk dial you, or maybe when I was high on painkillers after my surgery? I remember talking to you about Cuphead, which that was totally the drugs taking over.
About what?
Cuphead.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but
Did you mean Jarhead?
no, I meant Cuphead, the TV show for children on Netflix. I was just like, "There's fucking rules," and I gotta call Johnny.
That rocks.
But no, like I remember asking you. Because I've been going back trying to watch like classic movies that I never did. I'm like, there's a difference when I put in like an 80s, 90s, early 2000s movie and like put it on to watch
Yeah.
versus like they still make awesome movies now that I'll sit down and be like, that was a movie.
Yeah.
But then other times I'll just see shit where I'm like, this is like an hour and a half long endeavor to just numb me out for a little bit.
Yeah.
Like I don't feel like character arcs or like strong character development or set design
Yeah.
or universe
It's all about
building.
setting up the sequel, and that's it.
Yeah,
you know,
like
it's
have you watched what did the Moonrise Kingdom or not whatever what the fuck is it called Rebel Moon
no,
on Netflix?
No,
it's
Zack
it's
Snyder. Why would,
hot
why would I watch
garbage.
that? No, yeah.
I honestly think most people would enjoy watching that movie on mute
Yeah.
with a sci-fi playlist playing
Yeah.
because the visuals are a lot of fun.
That's always been Snyder's thing. Is he's got to stop thinking he's smarter than he is.
No,
He's a nice guy.
the dialogue is dog shit.
Yeah. I think he's talented in certain ways, but he needs to like get his head out of his ass.
Well, to have the beautiful wherewithal to be like, wouldn't it be awesome if we grew real wheat
right.
to get this shot looking practical and beautiful?
Yeah.
But then also not having the goddamn understanding that why would a sci-fi faring society just be growing goddamn wheat?
Well, that's why like
It's like Michael Bay dumb.
No, well, that's the thing. I prefer Michael Bay. I actually think Michael Bay kind of rules now in my older age.
I
like not all his movies are good.
over Zack Snyder. or
Yes,
just
over
in
Zack
general?
Snyder.
Oh yeah,
Because
100%. Yeah.
Bay has like the same. He has similar talents, but if you see an interview with him, he's like, I make movies for 12-year-old boys. Like he doesn't care.
Has Michael Bay ever made a zombie movie?
No.
God damn it! I want to see a Michael
But
Bay zombie.
Snyder's
film.
Dawn of the Dead is solid.
Exactly.
It's
but
good, but it's got the James Gunn script.
And it also, I was gonna say James
Yeah.
Gunn's script, and it's like, man, those classic like breakout like from Romero era zombie movies were almost like hard to fuck up as long as like the visuals were cool and the characters were likable enough. Because like
that was also right after 28 days later. Invented the running zombie.
The running zombie, which which I'm super stoked on. 28 years later is coming out.
What
Yeah, they skipped months.
Yeah,
so
that's
28
crazy.
months later was in pre-production for years. I think it died in the production.
It's been
room.
too long in real time.
Right, and so no, the legitimately, and I've heard arguments about like why it would almost be redundant as far as like the difference between 28 months later and 28 weeks later wouldn't be a whole lot.
Yeah.
Whereas now,
28 years later, it'd be substantial.
well, the pitch I've heard for this one is like the whole world has lived through it,
yeah.
and so now it's like.
Well, now you have new people that only know this.
Yeah,
world,
exactly.
right?
Where I'm like, okay, cool. Cillian Murphy's on board again. I think they're gonna reprise his character as well.
That's crazy.
They killed him off in the comic series that is actually
and
canon.
he's not
for the
in
movie.
28 months. He's not in 28 weeks. He's
no,
not in that
I
long.
hope they bring back Idris Elba.
Yeah.
He fucking ruled.
They should.
Do you remember him?
He's
in
in 28 weeks. Yeah. They should bring back Jeremy Renner, just burnt to a crisp, just severe, like looking like Freddy Krueger.
Yeah, that'd be wild.
That'd be sweet.
I'm here for it.
Yeah.
A little bit of tech, like he had the virus, so he didn't die 100%. Well, that would have killed him. Doesn't matter. Do you remember Idris Elba as General Stone though? He has like 5 minutes of screen time, but he plays such a good like indignant boss to like a zombie virus.
Yeah.
I'm like, God, I want him back so bad.
I don't want to sound like I'm like
we'll kill it. Like, yeah.
I don't genuinely like. I'm not generally just on the side of like movies aren't good anymore. There's a lot of good movies, and also like we're doing a good thing right now.
I agree.
We're letting old guys make like stupid passion projects.
Yeah.
Like Kevin Costner is coming out with a 3-hour Western, and it's the first in a 4-part series.
Yeah, I remember.
Which is so sick. Kevin Costner's like 80 years old.
Are you going with your family to see that?
No, you want to go?
I'll go see it.
Yeah, let's go see it.
Hell yeah, I'm on board with that.
I mean,
dude.
I've never been more excited for a thing in my life.
A meal.
Yeah,
like we're gonna have to
lunch
bring a
and dinner.
Yeah,
just watching Jerry Atchering. Like Kevin Costner. There's a part in the trailer. It's so funny. I laughed out loud. There's like a 30-year-old lady saying like, I just need, she's like some like prairie lady going like, I just need to be here and spend time with a good man like you. And it cuts and it's Kevin Costner that she's talking to. And he's like, well, ma'am, I guess I'll. Like it's so good. It rules.
Do you think it's actually gonna be good? Because some of these,
I don't care.
Okay,
I couldn't care less.
Some of these
good.
older dudes' passion projects, I'm like, no, there's a reason you need like editors and producers.
But sometimes I think they unlock something new. Like Clint Eastwood making movies in his 80s and 90s.
Yeah.
It's like they're made by a guy who's clearly like losing it and he's lethargic, but that gives you like something different and strange. Like it gives you like a new feeling that you're like, well, you need to live a life to make a movie like this.
The idea of an 80-year-old drug mule is incredible.
It's great. Like, and the fact that the movie The Mule is like, the trailers were like, it's a thriller, and you watch it and it's just like him having threesomes and chilling out and singing to the radio.
He's like, I can shove a lot more up there. More than just drugs fit up this asshole.
I'll make space. But
Believe
then
me, they're not gonna want to check after I let loose. I think we've joked about this before on this podcast.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to check that guy's cavities.
No, let's leave that undiscovered. That's the final frontier.
Yeah. No, thank you. I do want to go back to what you were saying. There are good movies coming out still that are cinematic and beautiful and feel like the
real movies.
Well, yeah, and like the medium's being pushed forward into better places.
Yeah.
It's just the amount of capital to make more schlock is more prevalent than ever.
Right.
So it's like it takes more of a chance to make a good movie.
Yeah.
But it is more profitable to make a ton of schlock in the short term.
And if you want to make like a great movie, like a new classic, you have to be Martin Scorsese. You got to be like one of those
Who
guys.
is like a younger... I brought this up to you before.
Yeah.
Because I think like other America-inspired cultures are now picking up the baton of like awesome pop culture.
Yeah.
Like I think a lot of America's looking to South Korea right now.
Yeah.
For its not only cinema but also its music influences.
The director of Oldboy has a show right now on HBO Max with Robert Downey Jr.
No way. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I just remember like Squid Game
Yeah.
when that hit, the streaming services. People
Yeah.
were like, "Holy shit!"
Parasite.
And then Parasite.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, like Japan, South Korea, to a degree, China, and other Southeast Asian countries have always had like a pretty awesome like subsect of filmmaking.
Yeah.
But now
China's fallen off. Hong Kong used to have a great.
yes, because that was like hard boiled and stuff.
Hard
right?
boiled,
Was it-
all
okay,
the Jackie
yeah,
Chan
yeah,
movies,
yeah.
And then even not in an action sense, like Wong Kar-wai and all those guys.
Right.
That was Hong Kong, but now Hong Kong has mostly been overtaken by mainland China,
Exactly.
and
I was gonna say-
they only make propaganda.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, well, I have you seen Wolf Warrior or Wolf Warrior 2?
No.
I would sit down and watch those with
All right,
you.
I'll double feature those.
Yeah, all right.
Sounds great.
We're just gonna have food. It's not Chinese food. It's just called food. Panda Express, no thanks. But it's just I don't know. It's something that like kind of bummed me out, and I did. Maybe we're ebbing too far into a We Are Movies episode of Chinese Rocket Force. But are there any like new young American directors that you like that have been knocking it out of the park? Because like when I bring up Wes Anderson, it's very stylized, and he's not that fucking young.
He's been around a while,
Right?
Started
He's
in
not
the
that young,
90s,
and
yeah.
also since Grand Budapest Hotel, I haven't religiously kept up with him.
Yeah.
So there's like the French Dispatch and a bunch of other ones that have come out.
Not
where
really
I'm
a
like,
young guy, but a more recent guy, Jordan Peele. All his movies
yes.
are good.
Okay,
you
that's
know?
fair.
He rules.
He's young enough for a director.
He's
Like,
got a gray beard now, though. He doesn't.
Yeah.
You know.
You know what? Jordan Peele's pretty good. But I'm trying to think of
the
like,
whitest kids you know. Speaking of like people turning from sketch comedy to horror movies, Zach Kreger made Barbarian, which
No
was
way.
like one of the best horror movies in
Okay.
years. Yeah, it had
But-
Justin Long in it. It's really good.
But I guess what I'm getting at is like the next like Spielberg. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
yeah.
Like
I don't know.
I don't know if that's an American guy right now,
Yeah,
which is like kind of a bummer. I hope it is.
yeah.
But I think you're gonna have to see a little bit of a regression to then.
Well, nothing tells me we've regressed more than the fact that like when The Godfather came out, that was a blockbuster.
Right.
People were rounding the streets to see a 3.5 hour long mob drama.
Yeah.
And that just doesn't no. I'm sorry. That
But
would
here's the
not
thing,
happen
though,
today.
Doesn't Oppenheimer give you a little bit of hope?
It does, but it helps that like there was the Barbenheimer.
I meant the
thing.
real one.
Oppenheimer gives me a lot of hope.
The movie was great. but,
Robert
like,
Oppenheimer
It was like Robert Oppenheimer. It was like,
lost the real one. Rob.
yeah.
He died young.
Well, he took a lot with him.
Yeah. He went down. He did not go down without a fight.
Yeah,
dude.
my man's got a party in hell. Dining.
Yeah.
And now he has become whoops. See, there it is again. But no, I don't know. I think the idea that like in the same week Barbie and Oppenheimer were like blowing out the box office for like two kind of different but awesome reasons.
Top Gun Maverick was a big one too.
Yeah.
But that was also like the rescuing from the pandemic thing. Like everyone was back in the movies seeing something.
Yeah.
and-
I don't know. We'll see. But I hope they make a pretty epic Chinese Rocket Force movie in the future.
yeah.
Wolf Warrior 3, it's actually got fuel. It's actually fuel in there, boss. That's just, oh man, you and I in Wolf Warrior 3 trying to figure out how to get real rocket fuel because we've used all the rocket fuel for our hot pot.
In general, I kind of don't care for true story movies, but I was talking the other night. I genuinely would love to make a Chris Hansen biopic.
All right,
I want to do that about the guy who went to MSU.
Yeah.
You know, little Michigan boy, went to Detroit News. Like, oh, I want to make it in the biz, but he couldn't really take off. And then one day, just got this genius idea that I'm gonna catch pedophiles on camera, and then like defined a generation. You know, and then his Oppenheimer moment would be looking at all these like idiots on YouTube, like hunting down like pedophiles on their own, and then that would be his like staring into the camera, like, oh,
you did this, pal.
what have I done?
Yeah.
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 There we go.
Now,
Chris, sign your life rights over to me. I'll make it.
We've already got it written.
Yeah.
It's written, just not published. No, rad, man. Well, any butt plugs or last thoughts before this whole episode hits the dirt running?
Are we done?
We're close.
Yeah. I guess we're done. We didn't.
Bit.
I feel like we talked a lot more than just doing bits. Like we just had sincere conversation.
Well, it's been like
today.
2.5 weeks.
We're just catching up, genuinely.
Yeah. Hey,
As
welcome
friends.
to Genuine Friends having a conversation about life.
Yeah. Well, don't worry. I've got some good bits to rip out next week. I wanted to talk about Chappaquiddick and say Chappa suck dick.
Well, and then I had that shit hot General Xiao. I'm gonna say it wrong the
I've
whole
already said that.
rest of my life.
Sometimes I'll write down stuff like Chappa suck dick, and I'm like, I'm gonna get this in on the podcast.
That's good. Yeah,
that's a good bit.
I've got one about none of these premises are gonna be good, but we'll try them at the crunch tonight. So
yeah. I've got one. I'll just say it here. I'm so progressive. I started doing land acknowledgments before I have sex, just to honor all the guys who fucked my girlfriend before me.
All right, that's pretty good.
Would
you-
like,
would you-
let's think about those who were here before us.
Would you wear a headdress?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
Like,
I
yeah.
put my mouth to the vagina
Yeah.
and go, "La, la, la, la," like
That's pretty
against
good.
the,
Yeah, you should probably make her come her fucking brains out. I got one about seeing a Trailer Park 10. It's you ever seen
Yeah.
a Trailer Park 10?
Yeah, I have.
It's kind of like chaos theory, genetic code, figuring out how to get out of the trailer park. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Life finds
Let's
a way.
get them all out now
Yeah.
so we don't.
Yeah, we'll get them out now. I brought a bottle of my own orange juice into a breakfast restaurant in Denver. You would have thought I fucking brought drugs into a kindergarten. They were like, it's like, you know how you're not allowed to bring alcohol into a bar?
Yeah.
That energy is what I was met with. I was like, are we losing it here, Denver?
Yeah.
But anyways, then good old fashioned.
A lot of gold.
Joke.
You
They're
and
all
I are
bad.
both going to be on Kyle Forsyth's birthday show at Detroit House of Comedy.
May 31st.
May 31st.
I'm also
Friday.
there the day before with Johnny. I have to not Johnny Mockney. Got to look up his last name. He's a UFC commentator. Pretty good.
And he's a comic?
Yeah, Johnny LaQuesto.
Oh.
Am I saying that right?
LaQuasto.
LaQuasto. All right,
Yeah.
Johnny LaQuasto. Apologize.
The comedian, the UFC commentator pipeline is.
I think he was a comic first. And
He was
then-
you mean a commentator first, or was
No, stand-up
Yeah.
comic first.
Okay, yeah,
and
yeah.
then, yeah. But I don't know. I've watched a couple of his bits. Very funny. He'll be there. He's also cool. Reached out to me before the show to. talk.
that's. I've never had an headliner do that.
It was
kind of
rad. Like
That's
he
crazy.
reached out to me, and I was like, "Oh, this is cool." So and yeah, super down to earth.
Yeah.
The bits I've seen seem funny and just conversationally. I'm like, all right, he's gonna be a good time.
That rules.
So that's the 30th. We're both on it the 31st.
yeah.
I'm doing Limestone June 1st and 2nd.
Hey.
Limestone Comedy Festival. Every now and again, they let in a whoops. I'm going to be this year's oopsie poopsie. Yeah, so watch me baffle audiences by ebbing and flowing between sincerity, irony, intelligence, and absolute dumbassery.
Yeah. And you can catch me at Brody's Pub doing 3 minutes on Tuesday night at 11 p.m.
Hell yeah.
And that's my best.
Brody's
that's
is
the
a
best
good
thing
spot.
I booked.
Yeah.
And forever. Are you going to be on the next Rumble? Are you on that in
I
any
don't think
capacity?
so.
Okay.
No.
I'm closing out the next Comedy Rumble at Mark Ridley's Comedy Castle.
When's that?
June 5th, Wednesday.
I'll try.
I'm
People
doing
drop.
I'm doing the
so.
closing
Alright.
set. So, yeah. If you come, we'll drive together.
Okay, rad. Yeah, I don't know. My June dates will be out soon. But yeah, the big one is Limestone. There it is.
Yes.
Oh, also opening-
Limestone is huge. That's a real festival.
Yeah, that's a real. Yeah, Limestone's dope, but I
Yeah.
don't think of it. But no, and then opening for Sean Patton.
Yeah.
The day this comes out.
Sweet. This
So-
Thursday.
Yeah, up
Nice.
and under in Kalamazoo.
Sick.
It'll be Friday. Fuck it. Nobody cares. We're just flexing on our comic
yeah.
buddies.
Come out to the shows, Mom.
Yeah, book us, everybody.
Book us, please.
more.
Bye.
Bye.
Ancient Chinese secret, huh?
I wanted to mention, because we were talking about Chinese politics. Do you see the guy who grabbed the bill from the Senate floor and ran out with it?
No.
To stop it from being passed.
That's incredible.
It's a video. It's the Chinese Parliament. This guy didn't want this bill passed, so he just grabbed it in like a football, and everybody's like trying to take it from him, and he runs out of the room.
All right, that actually gives me a lot more confidence in the next war. Like if that's how that guy thinks law works.
Well, also, if they lose the bill, they can't pass it if they don't have it. It's not their sign.
Of course.
No, I think it's genius. We're on the opposite sides on
Dude,
this.
that's good. U.S. Marines are going to be storming the beaches. It's just going to be Chinese troopers with their head in the dirt. Be like, they can't see us. Their ostrich tactics will fail them.
That was genius. That's all I wanted to say about that.
That's incredible.
I just love he's like stiff arming. He's like doing swim moves to get out of the. Like, what is this? If he's in Congress, what's his plan to show up at work the next day? Like, hey guys,
I don't know, man.
why is everyone looking at me funny?
Be like, did something happen yesterday? That fucking rules.
Maybe they were filibustering.
Should have taken it and eaten it. That would have been a pro move.
I would have done that.
Yeah, good luck.
No, the Chinese government, they would have kidnapped you and waited for you to shit it back out.
Yeah, and be like, these rewrites are even better. There it is.
There we go. Zing.